Minor spoiler warning for Genshin Impact version 4.7. The Loom of Fate, a powerful artifact at the center of the Abyss Order's plan for the eye of the first field tiller, kept safe and hidden by Dainsleif. But what is it, and what do we have to fear now that it is finally complete? We are first told about the Loom of Fate when we stop the Abyss Order's plan to steal the eye of the prototype Ruin Guard, known to the citizens of Conria as the first field tiller. Dainsleif translated a token carried by an abyss mage and noted a key phrase of their plan was called the Loom of Fate, as well as that the then current phase of the plan involved the eye of the first field tiller, combined with a corrupted statue of the Seven and the remains of Osile, an ancient god that we had just killed to save Leowin. Specifically, he said that it would birth a mechanized god with the power to topple the thrones of Celestia. Thankfully, we managed to get to the eye first, and Dane says that he'll stow it away somewhere safe. So at this point, it would seem to be an all-powerful, mechanical weapon of mass destruction, a deus ex machina on the side of the Abyss Order. If it truly had the power to topple Celestia, why was this not used during the disaster from 500 years previously? Perhaps the materials to make this were not yet obtainable. When we next meet Dane, he manages to recall a portion of his memories with our sibling, and how our sibling brought up the Loom of Fate as a plan to work towards, but he doesn't elaborate. Therefore, this plan was known after the disaster at the latest, but probably not developed beforehand. The next time, we end up slipping into our sibling's memory due to a ley line disturbance, allowing us to meet a crucial component of this plan, Caribert Albric. His father managed to identify his son in hilichurl form and attempt to treat him, even going so far as to almost pray to a statue of the Seven. But then he noted a source of power nearby that he then ends up praying over the medicine to. The source of this power calls itself a sinner, and we notice that it feels just like the corrupted statue of the Seven we encountered earlier. This medicine then goes to work restoring Caribert's mind, and even removing his mask and knowing his true form doesn't break him. However, we are told by Caribert's father that he was born into abject sorrow. He shall now become the Loom of Fate. We are then soon after kicked out of the memory from the ley line disturbance. Now, in the latest Archon quest, we get a peek into what exactly the Loom of Fate is capable of. We run into a case of massive memory tampering, and at the center of it all is Caribert? After dragging us into his mind space, he explains that in its incomplete form, the Loom of Fate can alter and implant memories. In its complete form, it can create and manipulate actual ley lines, but the long-term consequences of doing so are unknown, as the ley lines currently present are so deeply entrenched in the world that they cannot be replaced nor extended. He also leaves us with one final note before disappearing. The Loom of Fate is now complete. The Order got the eye, and he is also dead, just a wisp of consciousness in the loom before its completed form, as compensation for his life being sacrificed to the loom. So that's a lot of information to process. Where do we start? A loom seems to require the eye as a constant, but now it has used the life and body of Caribert as a physical medium, and it can create and weave ley lines, the life of the world, just as Irminsul currently holds dominion over them as its roots. So to manipulate and create ley lines would either mean changing the roots of Irminsul itself, or making a new mechanical or biological version of Irminsul that competes for control and power over the world. Perhaps this is the way that our sibling and the Abyss Order plans on taking on the heavenly principles. Spread the power of the Abyss throughout the world, and make the very ground underneath their feet inhospitable to them as more people are given the power of the Abyss through their own ley lines. You may be wondering, what if the block of text that we saw upon entering Caribert's mind world? Would that not contain lore-breaking descriptions of the loom of fate. No, I translated it, and it's just Caribera's farewell message to Atosa, and an apology for making her know him. But hey, that's just a theory. A madman's Genshin Impact theory. Thank you so very much for watching.